Oh, howdy fam. Welcome to another episode of Danger Fruit. Oh, and also, welcome to the first video I get to shoot from our new home. In this episode, we're going to be talking about 1965's The Sons of Katie Elder. This movie was directed by Henry Hathaway and it stars John Wayne, Dean Martin, Earl Holliman, and Michael Anderson Jr., plus Martha Hyer as Mary Gordon. Okay, so here's what happens. The four elder brothers return home for their mother's funeral. John, a gunfighter, Tom, a gambler, Matt, failed hardware salesman, Bud, just back from his first year of mining college, receive a cold welcome. Afterward, they decide that they need to go and avenge the murder of their father and the swindling of their mother. This movie caps off with an explosive ending that is so satisfying. So this movie is loosely based on the five Marlowe brothers, Alfred, Boone, Charles, George, and Llewellyn. And their story is so wild that it deserves its own dedicated episode. So these guys face some serious injustice, and the story that goes along with it is bananas. I mean, they were accused of murder, they had to fight off a band of vigilantes, they faced death and serious trial before vindication. And as I'm reading and listening about these guys, I couldn't stop because I had to know what was gonna happen next. And while we're on the topic of loosely based, allegedly 2005's Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg and Andre 3000 was loosely based on The Sons of Katie Elder. They're all Westerns, you guys. I've been saying this the whole time. So just 4 months before this film started shooting, John Wayne had a cancerous lung and 2 ribs removed. He obviously wasn't in the best shape of his life, so he recommended Kirk Douglas to play the role of John Elder. But Henry Hathaway wouldn't have it. So he's still supposed to be in active recovery and goes right back into shooting movie. Apparently, the production house even had some people holstered in case John Wayne didn't survive the operation. John Wayne still insisted on doing a lot of his own stunts in this movie because he did not want people to think that cancer was going to slow him down. But even still, he didn't want people to perceive weakness from his physical demeanor while in this movie, which I think opens itself up to a whole nother conversation pertaining to this era as far as humility and pride go and trying to stay strong and show no pain. But I mean, that's the conversation for a whole nother day. This movie was supposed to start shooting in October of 1964, but got pushed to January 1965 because of John Wayne's cancer diagnosis. It was reported that John Wayne, even though he'd given up cigarettes, was still seen smoking cigars on set of this movie. Bro, take a break. I mean, take it easy on the smoking stuff. Maybe have a glass of water, some cashews or something. Oi. So the hearse that's used in the funeral of Katie Elder is currently sitting at the entrance of the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. Y'all, Westerns are everywhere. So Michael Anderson Jr. and John Wayne in this movie look less like brothers and more like they could be their own father-son duo. It turns out that in real life, Michael Anderson Jr.'s dad is 13 years younger than John Wayne, and John Wayne has 4 kids that were older than Michael Anderson Jr. So in The Sons of Katie Elder, John Wayne's belt buckle actually bears the brand of another Wayne film, Red River, from 1948. Plus, the wanted poster of a man in a top hat smoking a cigar was used in El Dorado in 1966, and I, frankly, appreciate the movie industry's resourcefulness. This is a fun movie if for nothing more than just some gunfights, some fistfights, and a classic band of characters. I think the premise lends itself really well to the Western genre. I mean, it's a noble mother who leaves a legacy of love and dedication to her family, a father who's murdered in cold blood, plus a bad guy who looks like if you took away the cowboy hat and boots, slipped on a bow tie and a name badge, could be the manager of your local grocery store. This one is a smidge slow. And honestly, I feel like the age gap between John and Bud is pretty distracting right out of the gate. It triggers a thought that they were so concerned with star power that they didn't actually give proper attention to the secondary characters and the cohesiveness of the cast as a whole. Plus, this movie really has vibes of a B-Western. The plot doesn't really give any kind of character dimension or nuance of any kind. Overall, I think this could have been better. I think this could have been worse. It falls pretty middle of the road for me. It's a fun Western with some familial plot lines and vengeance in the name of love for a mother. Dean Martin's kind of silly. John Wayne's kind of grisly. It's a good time, y'all. Y'all can subscribe or hit the bell so you can keep up when Dangerfruit puts out new content. But over any of that, y'all, stay dusty.